you've got some news for us today. We've been talking a lot about kind of Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies. I know that you spent a bunch of time with Jack. Talk a little bit about just how you see Bitcoin, why you spent so much time learning about it, and then kind of what your future plans are.
Well, obviously, you see inflation. You see how high it is right now, and you learn that you can't save yourself to wealth. You can't. So that's why. I had a little bit of conversation with Jack. Jack, this guy is going to change the world, by the way, but we'll hop on that a little bit later. It's a special dude. But that's why I'm going to be taking my marketing money in Bitcoin.
All right. So hold on here. This is important. You're going to be taking 100% of your marketing dollars, which is, by the way, you're like a well-known dude. People like you, brands like you. You do a great job on the marketing side, and you make 8+ figures in terms of marketing dollars. You're going to take 100% of that in Bitcoin and specifically try to insulate yourself from all of the inflation and the issues with cash.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that, especially through Strike also too. I feel like that was my mind. That was my motto before coming into the league is, just live on my marketing money. And now that I see with inflation and learning so much about Bitcoin and surround myself with a great team and be able to learn from guys like Jack. So I think it's just be a smart thing to do and the right thing to do to start taking my investment money through Bitcoin and through Strike.
I tend to think that this is probably a pretty good idea. Jack, talk to us a little bit. I know that you spent a bunch of time with Saquon, just the conversations you guys have had, what the thought process here is, and then how Strike works in terms of helping him take 100% of his marketing dollars in Bitcoin moving forward.
Yeah, well, I mirror compliments right back at Saquon. He's obviously a tremendous football player, but I hope that the world gets to see the individual he is. He's a leader. He's a trendsetter, and this is a huge move that he's making, and he's setting an example not only for himself, his family, his team, but I think for the wider NFL, and I think for all millennials our age. The problem that Saquon's facing is a problem everyone faces, is that non-working capital that you want to save, capital that isn't required to spend on your day-to-day life, which is rent, which is your phone bill, which is groceries, capital that you want to turn into generational wealth, that you want to eventually turn into a house or to a car. You can't save it in cash anymore. And the inflation problem that Saquon's hinting at is extraordinarily real. And so then, instead of asking, why would I buy Bitcoin? Well, where do I put my cash? Is the more accurate question to ask. And, Saquon went through this journey on his own, and everyone's doing it currently. So, I don't know, you can try commercial real estate, you can try precious metals. And it turns out Bitcoin is the first asset class that humanity designed from scratch with our bare hands. And we as a community built it to solve this exact problem. And Saquon became very familiar with the problem set, the solution. And Strike as a company, we strive to develop the best financial experience on the planet. And I think a core nucleus of that is access to Bitcoin in this way. You should get rewards in Bitcoin. You should be able to buy Bitcoin for as cheap as possible. You should be able to take your direct deposit, your everyday paycheck as the wage that you're earning by dedicating your life to your craft, and split a certain portion that you want to save and persist and grow wealth and protect against inflation. And that's exactly what Saquon did. I mean, we had conversations about, the guy's making 8 figures plus annually in off the field, in marketing deals, in brand deals. And this is capital that he wants his kids to use, his kids have access to, buy a big house with. And we talked about how, inflation in housing has reached over 20% right now. And so that annually compounding year over year, that means that his dream house is going to be twice as expensive in 5 years, or his cash that he's saving this marketing deals that is going to be worth half as less. And he has to start saving that wealth in something else if he wants his dreams, his house, or his daughter's tuition, or the toys that she wants for Christmas. If he wants those things to be attainable and achievable, he needs to save in something else. And he decided on Bitcoin. We're more than happy to support him in that effort.
Absolutely. And so, Saquon, when you think about this, how much of a conversation is Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies, and stuff like that in the NFL, other players talking about it? And what do you expect to be kind of the impact of you making a decision like this? Is this now multiple other people on the team may do it, or just kind of how do you think about the other players in the league?
I think this is a conversation I don't think I know it's a conversation that's being had in locker rooms, but I think it just starts with just learning. And I'm still learning, and you guys still learn, you guys still understand. I think Jax did an amazing job of describing it. And obviously you guys know Cuz, that's kind of where it came into. I saw it, I was like, what is this? And, he kind of we kind of got into the conversations of it and talked about it. Then I got to be surrounded by a lot more people that knew much more about it than myself. I think there's got to be ways that we could continue to just educate just not just only athletes, but just the world on Bitcoin and what's really going on and what's the problem in the world and how Bitcoin can really help.
Absolutely. Jack, explain exactly how this works in terms of, does Saquon have to go and renegotiate his contracts, or like, how does it go from, he's got these marketing contracts and endorsement deals. How does he actually get the Bitcoin? How does Strike work?
Yeah, this is a product that we're developing and deploying actively over the next 30 to 60 days to every consumer in the United States. And that's that you can line up your direct deposit product just like you do to Chime, just like you do to Venmo, just like you could to Cash App. And you can divide a percent. Hey, of this paycheck, I want 50% of it in Bitcoin. I want 75%. I want 25% of it in Bitcoin. And the mental model that every American should deploy and everyone in the world is, listen, I can't save in cash. So listen, you don't like Bitcoin? Fine. I could talk to you about it for hours, but put in something else. Put in something else. You have to. It's trending on Twitter right now, right? And so the product is very simple. It gives you direct access from your paycheck to saving and preserving in what I hold personally and our company holds is the best savings technology of all time. And being able to build a product for someone like Saquon, I mean, Saquon's job is to be a running back. Saquon's job is not to understand public key, private key cryptography. It's my job. And giving him access to a product that allows him financial sovereignty, financial independence, and an ability to grow and preserve his wealth. And, Saquon's profession coming off an injury, in the average NFL career is 3.5 years. I don't care what you do. That is not enough time in any profession to build generational wealth, period. And giving guys like him, he deserves it. Every American deserves it. It's a foundational human right to have access to sound money materials to live a high quality of life. And that's what we want to do. And I'm proud of Saquon for this move. I mean, it's a really brave thing for him to do. And I think he's setting a huge example on a big stage, obviously.